Welcome back to another video, everyone, and in this video we will learn how to delete selected items in the list. Okay, in previous video we have learned that how to delete all the items that we have saved in the list, but deleting a selected item needs some specific amount of logic to be implemented. So here what we are doing is, okay, before I will do a comparison so that you can understand what logic we have to apply. Before, what we were doing is whatever data we had, we were storing it in a string. Okay, and to delete all the data, we were clearing the list of RecyclerView. At the same time, we were also clearing whatever shared preference string was stored. Okay, but in case of selected items, we need to be carefully implement the logic that should only remove the items which are selected, not like the whole string. We will have to remove the item from the string itself, but in particular position that the word is there, the selected word, or you can say the item is there. So for that, what we can do is we will have to first need to have a checkbox that I have already added. Okay, let me tell you first, I have already implemented this part of delete selected. The reason is that if I type everything one by one, then it will be really time consuming for you guys, because I want to save time of you guys. So that's why I have implemented all of the things already so that I can explain very fast, and I won't take very long time as well. So let's do it fast. Here in each item I have added the checkboxes. Okay, what we have to do is we need to get the data from the list that which item is checked for deleting. Here I have already added the checkbox, you can see in the XML code, which represents the layout of item of RecyclerView. So let's go to adapter. In adapter, what I have done is, first of all, we have to you can say connect the checkbox view, which is a view, with our Kotlin code, and for that we have to call this here. Okay, find view by ID checkbox, and then the item ID, I mean the ID of the checkbox. And now further we need to get a variable of array list of boolean, which should be already initialized. Make sure it is already initialized, because things will be easier for you, of course. So what I have done here, I have created a function that is clear items which are checked, or you can say this is for resetting the check data, because after deleting all of this, means all of the selected items, the variable will be still storing the booleans which are checked. So we need to remove that as well, so that we can enter the fresh data. And the another thing that we need to do is we need to return this function that is providing the variable of data of is item checked. Now inside the onBind view holder, what I have done is I have by default made the checkboxes false, so that they will not be already checked. Okay, which is important. I will explain you later why it is important. And further, what I have done is I have added the data inside this variable is item checked. The reason is item checked is already empty when we are initializing it, and we need to have some sort of data so that we can manipulate the data, as all the items are gonna be by default empty, or you can say false, because it is unchecked. So what I have done is, according to the checkboxes, I have by default added whatever it is checked or not checked. Here it is by default false, so next will be already false as well. Here you can add false as well, which is not really important. You can add either of that. This is just getting the data from the checkbox, or you can directly add the false. Both will work the same. And the third thing inside on by view holder is I have added the listener. In the listener, what I'm doing is I'm just checking if the particular position, or you can say the exact position number where we are operating to, is having the data or not. Is there something or not? And if there is something, then it will make changes to it here, and if not, then it will just return a log error. That's it. That shows that what's wrong with it. And that's also not important. That's for reference only I have created. So we are already done with the RV adapter part. Okay, now our RV adapter is ready, so we need to implement the actions inside main activity from where we are operating. Now we have this delete selected button connected with this Kotlin code, so that I can implement the click listener. And here I have created a delete selected items function. Inside this function, we are having list of items array, which is getting filtered. See here, we need to see from here, first of all, here to here, list of items filtered, indexed. Okay, what is happening here is filtering all the items which are already checked. What's the logic working here is I'm calling the get item checked function, which is in the recycler view. Let me show you here, that we have created, if you remember. And it's getting the data in particular index number, or you can say that position. And for example, if it is true, then that particular item will be removed, or you can say filtered out. So how it works? So if it is true, then it will return false. Okay. Okay, here I'm doing a little bit of mistake. What's happening here is it removes the one which are actually false. So here what is happening is this particular line of code is returning, for example, in selected item number 2, returning true. Okay, so it will become false, so that will be not considered. But if it is already false, then it will become true. Then while filtering, it will consider the one that is true. It should be already mentioned in the documentation as well here. We don't have it here, but let me check one more time. No, but what is happening here is whatever is true, we need to just make sure that we are here returning true. Okay, if it is true, then that particular item in that position will be left as considered, and whatever is false will be removed. So how the false is arriving? The one which is true. True means here we are checking that is true, so true becomes false here because of this not operator. Not inverts whatever the position, or you can say the true or false it is, it becomes opposite of that. So that not operator makes false as true and true as false. So whatever I'm getting true here is becoming false and getting removed by filtered index. I hope you're already clear with this. If you have any confusion, then I can make a dedicated video on this as well, filtered index. I can quickly explain how it works, but let's keep it this much for now. Let me know in the comment section if you are confused. In the next line, what we are doing is we are updating the list. Inside the view adapter, there is the variable of list of items, but it needs to be updated, right? That's why we need to have this update list data function that updates it. Otherwise we cannot see the updated list items here. And before we move further, we have to make this, what you can see, as var only. Before it was val, but val is not mutable, or you can say not a changeable, not an updatable variable, so we have to make it var here. And after making it var, we are able to update it. So we are updating the data, then we are clearing the checked items. As I explained you, that whatever checking data is being created while we are checking is already stored inside the is checked items, but we also need to clear so that we are not left with old garbage data which is not useful in next operations. Like we completed one operation right now by selecting 2 or 3 items and clicking on delete selected, but the data will be left inside the variable, and that's where we are having the problem, that it can create clashes between fresh data and old data. So it's better to remove it or clear it. So that's why we are clearing the data over here. And this is that usual one that you saw in previous videos, that we are removing the stored data in shared preference, and then we are inserting, or you can say setting the new data, updating the new data. In short, with this 2 line of code, we are updating the data which is stored inside the shared preference by removing the old and adding the new one. So this is the quickest way I could explain. If I would be typing everything right now while explaining, it would have taken very long. The video would have became like 30 minutes or 1 hour as well, because there are some bugs as well which were arriving. So that is fixed. It's not really a complicated you can say example to understand, but I had to keep things simpler for you guys so that you will not be scared. There is nothing scary as well, don't worry. So I think for now this works, but I also need to show you that how it is performing, right? So let's play the code from here. I'm playing it from here. The reason is that in case of any crash, we can see in the log, or even the terminal notes us that the application is crashed. Right now it is loading. So okay, so here we have our items listed. I will add 2-3 more items. Let's say week. Okay, bread, let's add, let's say Xerox. Okay, I think this looks good. So we will click on item. For example, let's click on sick, so that particular item will be deleted and the list will be updated as well, because here in update list function, in clear items changed, no, that's my mistake. Here you can see clear items checked. Here we have notify data set change, so it will update the data after that, before clearing everything, after clearing all the false and true that are listed inside the items checked. It will update the whole list as well. So let's see how it's working. I have checked on the sick, and I will remove the sick only. Okay, now you can see sick is not here. Let's remove add. Okay, add is removed. If I just select 2 as well, 2 items, for example bread and week, see, so this is a very easy and simple application that we have created. and I think I will put a full stop over here because this was supposed to be a very simple application only. I know this video has got delayed due to some reason, but now we are good. I was having some issues with my hardware, due to which I was not able to perform operations in my system. I had to make some upgrades in my components, that's why, but that's a different topic. So right now we are ending up this you can say series of making to-do list application. So I hope you guys have learned something from this video, and if you want that we are we work on another fascinating applications, or any idea you have in your mind that you want me to create or work on, you can give your suggestions in the comment section, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you have came until the end of the video, because that will motivate me to work more on this kind of contents, because it takes effort as well, because effort and time. So if there is no motivation, then you know what is the end thing happens. So I hope you have enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe and give it a like, and give a comment that what you want that I further work on, what kind of project you want me to create. So see you in another video. Thank you for watching.